Rest in peace, Senator Feinstein of California. All right, so today we're going to tap in and we're going to touch on how she was worth $160 million. Jeez, for real, man. All right, so let's tap into this clip right now. This clip actually came out a couple of weeks ago, I want to say, actually. And she just recently passed away. So let's tap into this and get back with some facts. Let's do some fact checking afterwards.
Aaron Rodgers, okay, now he's a football player, right? He's a quarterback. He's calling out Senator Dianne Feinstein over her stock trade. I find that interesting. A football guy takes issue with a senator over Wall Street stock trades. What's it all about?
Well, the senator's net worth is $200 million. And I think that just doesn't sit well.
Excuse me, I was wrong. Some reports said $100 million, some reports said $160 million. They're saying $200 million. Regardless, she was worth some big bucks out here. All right.
Well, with a lot of people, including football players. So Unusual Whales kind of broke down some of her trades, and this is what they found, that she bought millions of Amyris Biotech before the company was awarded a government contract and sold Allogene Therapeutics right before the pandemic crush. So Aaron Rodgers' best friend and former
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Right before the pandemic kicked off, she made she made a lot of money off that, just like Bill Gates and a lot of other people made a lot of money real quick, right before the pandemic kicked off. Let me go back real quick to make sure y'all caught that.
So Aaron Rodgers' best friend and former teammate David right before the pandemic crush. So government contract and sold Allogene Therapeutics right before the pandemic crush. So Aaron Rodgers' best friend and former teammate David Battieri.
Damn, I wonder how she knew that was going to happen. I wonder.
Another football player says on Twitter, how are we cool with this, people? This is cheating in broad daylight. Look, Dianne Feinstein was cleared. Her late husband was cleared in these trades. There was an investigation. They say investment advisors made all the trades, and they disclosed them.
And there was nothing illegal about what the senator did. But what the senator, in the future, it may be illegal when the rules are tightened.
Correct.
And I'm sure they will be.
So, she was worth a lot of money. She's been in Congress for a extremely long time. I want to say that she was, didn't she just pass away as the longest current senator who was in the Senate? Like, let's do some fact checking real quick.
Now, artificial intelligence can generate ad creatives automatically. The program is called Ad Creative AI.
I want to represent California because I want to pass legislation to protect a woman's right to choose, be part of the development of an economic growth strategy, and to prime the pump by bringing money home from abroad and building the job base we need in the state of California. Thank you.
Okay. So she got into the Senate back in 1992. So that's where it was. So I want to say when did she begin her when no not begin her. There we go. No, that's not it because you don't just go right to senator. Some people do, but there are usually steps where you become local. You start off in the local government or something of that nature. So let's take a look and see. I don't think her political career started in 1992. Yeah, early political career. There we go. 1995 to 1955 to 56. Governor Pat Brown appointed her to the Women's Parole Board in 1960. Oh, wow. She had an assassination attempt on her? I never knew that. Let's read about that. She was elected to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors in 69. Was on there for 9 years. First female president, 1970 to 71. Okay. Unsuccessfully ran for mayor twice for San Francisco. Because of her position, she became a target of the New World Liberation Front, an anti-capitalist terrorist group that carried out bombings in California in the 70s. Placed a bomb on the windowsill of her home that failed to explode. Okay. They later shot out the windows of a beach house she owned as well too. Wow. They were on. Okay, and then she became mayor. All right, all right, all right. So yeah, point made pretty much that she started her political career basically back in the 60s. So she's been doing this for a really, really long time. And her husband, people don't know that her late husband, who I want to say he passed away last year or the year before, where would it have that information that they typically have your spouse right here next to you? Why I can't? All right, there we go. Richard Blum. Now let's look and see what this guy did. Richard Blum was an American investor. Go figure. But they didn't have any input on the trades. They were all advisors who did the trades for them. Him being an investor himself. Things that make you go, hmm. All right, so he's an American investor and the husband of United States Senator Dianne Feinstein. Was the chairman and president of Blum Capital, an equity investment management firm. So on the board of directors of several companies, including CB Richard Ellis, where until May of '09, he served as the chairman of that board. Da, da, da. Let's get to the good stuff, man. Because he funded her whole political career pretty much in the beginning. Like he got her started off. Like he had money. Don't get it twisted. He definitely had money, but look, even if you go down to Wikipedia and you look at the controversies, look, it says they were criticized over his government contracts and bills and business dealings with the People's Republic of China. Go figure. And her past votes on trade issues with the country. However, they denied any wrongdoing. They were investigated for it. Of course, they were going to be cleared. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't lock up their own. Unless you Donald Trump. Yeah, so look what she and clarify. I don't think Trump a part of their gang. That's why they've been treating them the way they've been treating them. But that's a whole nother story. Uh, so yeah, Feinstein. I actually wrote some notes on this right here, actually. So I want to say her and Hillary Clinton, they had a really, really close relationship. Actually, right here, if you go, this was just May. There were also, she was like 90 years old when she's passed away. And there were all sorts of different reports coming out talking about how, she's no longer capable to basically, I want to say that she just freaking signed like, yo, she had a power of attorney over her estate because she knew that she wasn't in the mental position to make those decisions about her estate at that point in time. But if you look at the title of this article from the New York Times that came out back in May, look, Hillary Clinton was telling her not to resign, even though she was clearly incapable or had the mental capacity to perform her job to the citizens of the state of California. Like, so it's things like that that just make you go like, hmm, what's really going on here right now, man? For real. Because why would Hillary Clinton tell this lady who's clearly no longer in the mental space to be a senator, a senator, to stay there? Want to know why? Because it's all about power. They don't really care about the people. No, it's all about power. It's all about maintaining control and maintaining power that they have, the grip on power that they currently have right now. So Feinstein did exactly what her friend recommended that she do. Stay in the Senate till you die. Die in office and save that seat for a Democrat. It's crazy, man. Yo, so she earned about $200,000 annually as a public servant, but died worth what some people would say $200 million, a $200 million net worth, an extensive real estate portfolio. Yeah, this is why I think lobbyists should be illegal in the United States of America, and it's a significant problem to what we currently have going on right now in the country, man. Like, their sole purpose is to bribe our elected officials in order to have policies passed that support their interests. That's all the purpose of a lobbyist is. Like that's it. Nothing else. Serve their interests for their industries. It's not to cater to us. So when people say that these politicians are bought and paid for, that's what they mean. In case you didn't know. Like, all you gotta do is go to the website, open source, right here, and you're gonna see everybody who's contributed to her campaign. Look, almost $250,000 from PG&E, the energy company in California. 200,000 from Edison International. Everybody, Wells Fargo up here, Bank of America, Vivendi, like all the companies that have a grip. Northrop Grumman, like, yo, man, you really got to understand what's going on here, yo. Disney, like, basically what I'm getting at right now, the whole purpose of even looking at this basically is stating that, yo, Feinstein, just like with most politicians, they have inside trader information that permits them to make investments before policies are implemented. So they got one up on us basically, like before they know they know what's about to happen before everybody else is. So they're able to put themselves in position to make the play. Whereas the clip I showed earlier, Aaron Rodgers and his boy, like, yo, that's not fair. And to be quite honest, it's not fair. It isn't. So she was questioned, what, back in 2020 regarding her husband, Richard Bloom, the guy we just looked up, who was a successful investment banker. And in one instance, he dumped shares in Biotech Corp before the coronavirus went public. Had that in my notes. Yeah. Of course, the Justice Department naturally cleared up any sort of insider trading. They don't do that. So between her illegal stock trades and the lobbyists, she died a wealthy woman. Before her death, she sold her ranch in Aspen for $25 million, a compound on Lake Tahoe for $36 million. Her mansion in Washington, D.C. is estimated to be worth $7 million. Excuse me, $7.4 million. She owned a $7.5 million beach house in California, a $5 million duplex in Hawaii. She had a mansion on San Francisco's Bay worth about $21 million. And best of all, the woman who insisted that we should adhere to these green policies and everything should be green, and you see what the state of California is right now, right? Basically, like they're like that's like Greenland, basically, man. She owned a $62 million Gulfstream G65 jet. So that she could just fly from mansion to mansion. Fly to DC, then fly to my mansion here, fly to my mansion there. Yo, if you ask me, that sounds like somebody acting in their own self-interest, but it is what it is. A lot of things here, man. Just some things that make you go, hmm, 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 hmm.